I am live. Hey, I am delighted you found this recording. It's part of a live broadcast that's about to happen. It's 12:52 here, so you can probably fast forward easily 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes till the lesson's going to start. I came in a little early today because I ran out of things to keep me occupied. So I'm going to go post this web stream on our website, which, if you don't know, is jollyrogerukulele.com. And on there, what we are doing is teaching people to play instrumental and fingerstyle ukulele as opposed to the way ukulele is usually taught. And so we end up with playing with 17th century skill set on 20th and 21st century music, sometimes 19th century music. It would only be 19th century music if it was up to me, but people get feisty. So we are trying to just become the world's greatest ukulele players. People will start coming in now and sitting down, hanging out. Usually they don't show up very many minutes early. So again, feel free to fast forward. And in the meantime, I'm going to hang out and wait for the next 7-8 minutes. And then we're playing two songs today. We're playing Soft Kitty as our newer member song, and we will be playing Sunrise Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof as our advanced level song. And it's harder than we want it to be. So let's see if I can get my little thingamabopper working properly. And if you are logging in, let me know how the sound is. Let's see, move to, that one's a guitar piece. We'll move that out of our way. And same thing with that. Move to guitar. One of my students pronounces it guitar. Hey, Lindy, welcome in. Sound is good. Yay. That's so we're all set. Lindy, I was disappointed to hear that you weren't able to make the ukulele fest at Erin's house. She was trying to get me to come to that as well. I needed too many things going on in my life to be there. So I don't remember. I don't know how. I never saw any photos, so I don't know how many people went. So hopefully a bunch. Let's see. I've got some emails I got to deal with. And yeah, I know. Hopefully Erin will do a few more of those. Hopefully I can go to a couple of them. I mean, it's kind of nice just to find a way. You know, you gotta be super careful out there these days. But hopefully she'll do some more of those, and we'll get to go. Let's see. I gotta go to the S's to get our songs today. Soft Kitty. And I think I already have. Click here. I'm supposed to get some. There it is. All right. Good. All right. So we're all set with that. All right. Who else is coming in? Nobody else is admitting being here yet. Okay. That would be. We're super early today, Lindy. So we'll hang out and do nothing. Let's see. I got to remember to tell people I'm out on Thursday. I goofed that up. Q is with you. That's funny. Marilyn, I want to meet you someday. You seem funny. You seem like you've got a great sense of humor. Q is with you, capitalized. Q is with you, non-capitalized. Q is with you, the noble YOU, and then also with you. Christine, howdy from Bozeman, Montana. We have 95-ish degrees here today. I'm going to double check, but I think it's in that neighborhood. How's it up in Bozeman? Yeah, 93 according to this. It feels like it's 100 easy out there. Hey, Renee. Aloha from Lakewood. Well, that's thanks to the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra. Lakewood is a very Hawaiian place to be. With our lovely ukuleles. Lynn is in. Hey, Lynn, in from California. Let's see who else is coming. Been having lots and lots of people not log in. They just come and listen, I guess, during the day. Hopefully, they're at work making $1 million and just want to have ukulele on live. Hopefully, cloudy day in New Jersey. I said California. I meant New Jersey, Lynn. Sorry. Cloudy in New Jersey. I saw in the news this morning that the weather out east looks like it's going to be hot out there as well. So hopefully you're going to stay cloudy today. These heat waves, every summer it feels like we're just sort of hitting those record highs, just 2, 3 or 4 or 5 days too many each summer. And just not good, I don't think. Yeah, it's a stay-at-home day for sure. The building here, I think the swamp cooler might not be working right, and so it's kind of toasty in my office here today. Let's see. Greg, windy and 85 up in the mountains. 85, that's pretty toasty up in the mountains, by the way, you guys. We're supposed to go on Thursday, where I've had to. I'll tell you the whole story. Anyway, we're supposed to go for a hike in the mountains, and it's going to be kind of hot. So, Manette is in. Manette, I got your email. It's Savares is the answer. I will get your email back, but I just logged in. I saw your email. I thought, well, I don't have time to write her yet. But Savares is the name of the brand. Is the brand that I put on basically every ukulele now. There's a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, Savares goes on guitars, ukuleles, everything. They don't pay me, but I just think they're the best. So, Leslie, sunny and 89 in Virginia, pretty hot in Virginia as well. You got humidity there too, Leslie. We have it's a dry heat here in Colorado. Pauline, I'm here. Still very nice weather in the Bay Area. Good. We like that. Okay. California has had a rough go of things the last few years. You guys need a break. Heat wave in Toronto for the entire week, man. No rain. Yeah, those Canadians, they're not used to that sort of thing at all. Stay cool, Phyllis. Stay inside. You guys probably don't even have air conditioners up there. Oh dear, that's going to be rough. Yeah, Greg, hot for sure. Our other Bozite has logged in, and we're going to have to talk them into getting a third Bozite, right, to participate. Carol in from Nathrop, warm in the high country. Yeah, she lives up on the mountain over there, and it can get pretty hot in the mountains, but we don't like it. Gary and Diane back in from Southern Washington. Good to see you guys. No need to write back. Okay, well, good. I'll probably still write back because I will have forgotten you told me that. Evelyn in from 65 degrees in Cuenca. I was looking because years and years ago we were going to leave the United States, right? And so we were looking all over Europe, which you can't move to Europe, basically. That's what they should tell you. Yeah, we're lovely. You can come and spend your tourist dollars here, but you can't move here. It's against. We don't want you. And so we were looking around at other places, and Quito, Ecuador, came up as one of these retirement kind of places. And so I was looking and I was like, oh, that's, they got basically perfect weather every single day. In the evening, it gets kind of chilly. And then when I met Evelyn, I, of course, had to go check out how the weather was in Cuenca. And it's basically the same. They're real high up in the mountains, but very close to the equator. So every day sounds perfect in Cuenca, Evelyn. Jealous. Hey, Sandy, in from Upper Michigan. Oh, Phyllis says, yes, we do too have air conditioners. Southern California, Fran is in 96 degrees there. That's too high. That's brutal. Terry in from hot Denver, Gary in from Sheldon Cooper. I know. I always call the Bozeman's the Bozites because of that stupid episode where Sheldon decides to go to Bozeman. It's the perfect town to live in. What did he last there about? I don't think he didn't even get out of the bus stop before he had been robbed. Windy and cloudy, 75 at your house. Nice. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Hey, Chris, welcome in. Laurel, pretty cloudy right now. It's just making it hotter, I think. No AC needed. Yeah, no AC needed up in the mountains until today. Well, we're supposed to hit record height on Thursday. Um, hey, Patty, welcome in. Well, guys, we're going to get started. It's 1:02. We'll have a few other people sneaking in, like Susan, and I'll make one announcement at halfway through that's kind of important. And you may have seen it on the website, but I'll make sure you guys are aware of it. 72 degrees inside. That's a good point. Let's play Soft Kitty. Okay, speaking of Sheldon, you're grabbing your sheet music for Soft Kitty. Again, if you've been through this before, you know what you're doing with this. It's less about playing the tune as it is about helping other people get started. And also, if you are never, ever, ever going to teach somebody how to play, which is most of us, what we want to do is take these simpler songs, so see what we can do to jazz them up a little bit. So on this song, you're thinking, all right, where's my opportunity to improve this song? Well, measures 4 and 8 give you an excellent opportunity to toss in an arpeggio pattern in there, right? I would say it's theoretically possible in measures 1 and 2 to add a second note in after the initial quarter note to kind of jazz those up a little bit. In the arpeggio patterns, if you're looking at the arpeggios and the Tuff, there's some opportunity to combine those two things. And so those of you who are more advanced, who are really nailing this thing and feeling really comfortable with your overall progress, to start thinking about, okay, Gary gives us this sheet music. What can I do to kind of get to the next level? And you don't start with you don't start with Sunrise, Sunset and try to get that to the next level. You start with the simpler songs and get your skill set in place. And so again, if you're going through this new for the first time, Soft Kitty is a super important song. If you've been through it before, you're like, well, this is maybe not a song I'm going to play on a daily basis. But you can use this song as a way to help you try out some new ideas that you might have. And then finally, if you are teaching somebody, we're going to approach it like this. Okay, so from yesterday, we want to review. Some of you guys were brand new yesterday, and you're hanging out here in this little widget here, and not letting me know you're here yet because you might have responsibilities, right? And so what we want to do is let you know it's okay to be here, right? And that you're going to be a very, very fine ukulele player once you've been around me a little while. And by a little while, I mean 30 days. Okay, by 30 days from now, you're going to be a fine ukulele player. You may already be one. I'm going to make you better. Okay, that's my job, is to take you wherever you are, get you that next level. I meet very few people who don't benefit in some way from the type of sheet music and the type of program that we've got plugged in. Hey, Kat, welcome in. So what we want to do is talk about all of the ways and all of the things that are on this piece of paper and how we transport it onto the ukulele. And if you were here yesterday, we learned the 4 most important things you can do, right? How to hold it, how to tune it, how to strum it, and how to pluck it. Okay, so those are the 4 things that are sort of your foundation. So let's review from yesterday. This is your thumb. I don't know that you have a thumb because I never see your thumb. Your thumb is hanging out right back there behind the fretboard. And it's the pad of your thumb is sitting on the back of the neck. Your thumb is not up here. Your thumb is not sideways like this. I see some people doing that. And your thumb doesn't drop down below here. If you end up teaching little kids, their thumbs will drop down underneath there all the time because they're trying to get some extra strength in to do what we need to do. And you gotta talk them in to getting their thumb. I've had one little boy, I had him for 2 years, and seriously, it was about the entire first year. We were fighting about the thumb, right? That's what we did for our first year of lessons. And so we want to get that thumb in good position. It's going to hang out wherever your middle finger is in front, your thumb is going to be behind there. So that's the rule, right? That's the number 1 rule. Second thing, when we hold it, make sure the body of your ukulele is up against your body. And if you're a female, and you may have to do some certain amount of adjusting. Frankly, if you're a fella and you got different like me. You're growing your belly. There's sometimes you've got to make some minor adjustments up or down, left to right, whatever is going to work for you. But bottom line is the back of this needs to be resting up against your body. And then the neck is here at about anywhere 45 to 60-degree angle. That's really where you want it. Then this should feel uncomfortably close to your face, basically. And I do strongly recommend that you get a button put on the end of your ukulele and then get a strap and then tie it on up here. I think that the complexity of the music that we play almost requires you to have a decent strap on your ukulele because it's going to be hard to hold on to it and play with both hands and not have the thing go flying off. Okay, so that's and then tuning, of course. George Clooney eats apples. I'm bringing it back. I think it's important. George Clooney eats stop. He was the sexiest man alive in 1996 or something, and I'm just going to keep him that way. George Clooney eats apples. Double check using your ears, not your tuner. Are you about the same tuning as I am? George Clooney eats apples. Okay. We want to make sure that when we play together that you're pretty close in tune with me. And in a orchestra, when you go to the orchestra, they always tune up before the concert begins. They're trying to get it exactly to this specific tone so that everybody has exactly the same note. In ukulele, we get it close, right? And it's going to change as we play every single song because of the types of strings and the size of the instrument and the fact that they paid $5,000 for a trumpet and we paid $50 for a ukulele. Those things affect how much we can be exactly dead on in tune. All right. Now, yesterday we talked about Frere Jacques, and I want all of you, you're over on this side on your view, to play Frere Jacques with me, but don't look at your paper, okay? Don't look at your paper. See if you can do it. Okay. Hey, Jennifer, welcome in. We're gonna play that 797-540 at full speed, okay? Which means if you're playing some section of it fast, we need to play the other section slower. So if you got to grab your sheet music, go ahead and pull it up real quick. But hopefully you don't need it. Okay, let's give it a try. Raining in Texas. What? It doesn't rain in Waco. Nice, Jana. I think you win so far. Okay, and let's see. Oh, Vicky says it's getting better in Montana. All right, here we go. From the top, play together with me, just the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, fast. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. First string, second string, first string. First string, second string, first string. If you were newer and you were like, that was your first introduction into melody and things were going well, then you're in great shape. Normally I give my classes here in Denver a full week to work on that. You guys had one night. Okay. But the idea is you want to be able to play that one from memory because you're going to end up showing other people what you're doing. And that is by far the easiest and fastest way is just teach them how to play using one string. And then of course at the end we add in the second string for fun. But the idea is that we want to get them playing melody so that then we can teach them how to play soft kitty. Okay, let's go to soft kitty. Soft kitty is nice because you're going to use strings 1 and 2. Okay, so we're going to use string 2. I'm going to get you some lighting here. String 1 and string 2. Remember 1, 2, 3, and 4. String 1 and 2. Yesterday we only used this for a couple of notes. Today we're going to use it for a bunch of notes. Okay, and the other thing that's kind of fun about it is there's some zeros, which means we pluck them open. You're going to find out you like zeros. Then we're going to play some ones, and that's going to be with your index finger, and we're going to play some threes with your ring finger. And you're not going to use any other fingers on this hand. You're just going to use these fingers and these fingers. Okay, so let's play the melody. Some of you may not know this. Some of you may not have been adequately indoctrinated into the Big Bang Theory music, and so I'm going to ruin your speakers at home for a second. My microphone is set up incorrectly. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go and play it. The first measure is 3-0-0, 3-0-0, and then you got a 1, 1, and then 2 3s on the second string. 3, 3. Then you got a 1 and a 3 on the second string. 1, 3. Then you got a 0, 1, 3 on the first string. 0, 1, 3. Okay, that's the whole first line. Now go down to the uke line in measure 5. Remember, measures are divided up vertically. So measure 5. And there's a little number right above it to help us. Almost all my sheet music now finally has measure numbers on it. Not all of it, but almost all of it. We're going to play 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1. Let's play that. 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1. Then we're going to add the 3s on the second string. 3, 3, 1, 3, and then 1 on the second string. 3, 3, 1, 3, 1. And again, you're really just using those fingers. If you are running around doing one finger everywhere, or maybe throwing in a middle finger there or a pinky finger, don't do that. Okay, 1s are this finger, 3s are this finger, and there are no exceptions. Okay, let's give it a try from the top. 1, 2. 3, 0, 0, 1. 3, 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 2. 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1. Let's do it again. 3, 0, 0, 1. 3, 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 1. 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1. Okay, and I should have given you an F chord at the end, but that's too advanced yet. Okay, so there's the 1 to finish up. Now, in the way the sheet music works, you're going to play that melody twice. When you get to that repeat sign at the end of measure 8, you'll see 2 heavy bars and 2 dots. That means go back, and you go back to measure 1. Okay, and this reading, the first repeat and the second repeat are going to become part of your life. Today in Sunrise, Sunset, the repeats are ridiculous. They're really, really challenging. But I kept it on 3 pages, so you work that out. Let's go and play the repeats properly this time. So we're going to play from 0, which we're just counting as 1, 2, and then we're going to play soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur, sleepy kitty, happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Then we're going to turn right around, go back up, and go all the way back down. The last time you come through, the second time, instead of playing measure 8, you play measure 9. And your measure 9, if you're playing that line, you're going to grab an F chord, index finger and middle finger, and you're going to give me this. Okay, just make it as pretty as you can. Try to hear every single string. It's a glissando. Every single string has its own place in that little strum to do its job. Just beautiful. Okay, so that's how we're going to end. Let's try it one more time from the top. 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1 to the top. 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1. Remember second ending. 3, second ending. Okay, and that's how we end. Okay, so big takeaway from this is, hey, all I got to do is make sure my finger is on the right fret and on the right string, and then with my thumb, I can just pluck it just real pretty, and the whole melody is going to come right out and jump out and punch me in the face. I'm going to learn how to read repeats, first and second repeats on this piece of music, and the second time I come through, instead of playing into the first repeat in measure 8, you see the little bracket above it says 1. You play that on the first time through, but you don't play it on the second time through. The second time through, you skip it, and play measure 9, and measure 9 is a nice, beautiful strum on that F chord. Okay, so if I'm teaching you in like with my classes that I'm teaching here, that's about where I stop on terms of talking melody. Okay. I will play the Tuff uke for them, but I'm not ready to give it to them quite yet. Okay. So what I'm doing in my classes here, yesterday was Frere Jacques, trying to get it up to speed. Today we're talking Soft Kitty, just trying to get ones and threes placed in there properly, thinking about which string that you're playing, which fret you're playing, learning about first and second repeat, important piece of musical skill set that nobody, when you first meet music, you don't know you're supposed to do that. And then finally, let's talk chords. Okay, you got 2 chords on here, which is those are our favorite songs. You're going to have an F chord, index finger here, and middle finger here. So we call it first fret, second string, and then second fret, fourth string. And those ends up sound just words coming out of my face. Usually just best to show whoever you're teaching is. Nice F chord, sounds beautiful. And then your C7, drop it down. Okay, so don't pick everything up, go have coffee, and then come back and then put it down. You just want to roll it down. F chord, C chord, C7 in this case, and then roll it right back up. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. This song is written in 2, which means you notice I've been counting in 1, 2, and then we play. And most of the music we play will either be in 3 or 4, but this is written in 2 time, which is a little unusual. Depending, and the older the music you play, the more often you run into 2/4 time. It's kind of like march time, and dun 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 dun. Dun 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 has this because it's a really strong beat all the way through there. So the author decided to put it in 2/4 rather than what would look a little more typical of putting it in 4/4. What we want to do is then strum 2 times per measure. We're going to do that first. So just 2 times in each measure. Okay. When you see 2, it's soft kitty, warm kitty, and you got to remember to switch your chord. Okay, don't fall asleep on the chord you're on. Once you get it on, look at the next chord and see what it's going to be. And you're going to have 2 strums in E for each chord all the way through here, except for measure 7. We're going to go strum, strum, strum. Okay, so each of those gets 1 beat. And don't forget, in measure 8, don't give up on the first beat. Strum it again, and then we're going to go right back to the top. Okay, so strum with me. Just strumming now. By the way, if you know what you're doing with strumming, this is a great opportunity to play a duet. Remember last night? Was it last night? Jesus, it was last night. It feels like 6 weeks ago. We are doing, was it really last night? Holy Moses. You're playing a duet with me. You're going to play melody. I'm going to play the chords. Okay, from the top. 1, 2. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur, strum. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, 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 strum. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr. Second ending, purr. Okay. And notice I slow it down just a tiny bit and put a little bit more love into that final chord there, just to give your audience a sense, hey, we just finished this song. You can applaud now, right? And so that's what we're at. That's the entire purpose of being a performer, is so people will go, good job. Okay. Now, let's 1 strum per beat. Kind of, it's fine. It's fine. Let's jazz it up a little bit. Let's do down, up in each measure. So we're going to take, instead of your thumb, index finger, down with the nail of your thumb. Now, don't have the nail pointed up here, because then your finger's sideways and you'll get stuck. Okay, so have the nail pointed down toward the ground, down, and then the pad up, nail, pad, nail, pad, nail, pad, nail, pad. And that's about the speed we want to go. Okay, we're going to play through it twice. Make sure you just change your chord. So don't fall asleep on whatever chord you're on. Just look for the next chord. Here we go. 1 and 2 and. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. 2, 3. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty. kitty, purr and purr and purr up to the top. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr and purr and purr. Okay, switched from my index finger to my thumb to get that big, beautiful glissando at the end of that. Okay, so what we're working on there is one, obviously changing chords, getting comfy with F chord and C7 and learning to change between them, but also making sure we're playing with a steady rhythm. When we first start ukulele, it's very, very normal to think we need to play along with the melody of the tune as we're strumming, and you don't. You don't want to do that. You really just want to strum evenly and consistently through each measure in order to make it easier to sing it and make it easier to play along if you're playing along with the duet. So I'm trying to keep it very steady when I'm being the rhythm guitarist or the strumming person. Okay. All right. So you've got F chord, you got C7 chord, played the melody. Let's now, on those same chords, okay, a little bit more advanced topic. Instead of strumming up and down, which we have a tendency to do in ukulele, let's take 4 fingers. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Let's grab above the 4th string, underneath the 3rd string, underneath the 2nd string, underneath the 1st string. You're not going to use your pinky. Okay. So each string gets 1 finger. Okay. And instead of strumming, you're going to pluck, 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 pluck. I see Linda made it in from oh, she's already she's already fighting me on sunrise, sunset. Can't wait for, she can't wait. Oh, she's not fighting me yet. All right, tell me about the weather. I thought she was telling me measures. Okay, Kari made it in. Okay, all right, here we go. From the top, ready, play. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Let's go twice as fast. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Remember to put on my glissando at the end, right? So that's plucking slower, just 1 per beat, and then plucking faster, twice per beat. Okay, and this process here, we call this the claw, right? This is going to become rather important in your life as you will become a ukulele player. I think most of everyone who's been around a while on these broadcasts will agree with me that this has become sort of a thing. Okay, when we first buy a ukulele and we go to see how normal ukulele is done, it's always just this, right? And you come here and I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. Sandy's lost me. Wow, claw plucking is fun. Jennifer. I hope Sandy. I hope you come back. Come back, Sandy. Hopefully nobody else has lost me. Claw picking is the answer to everything in life, right? Ukulele is the answer. Claw picking is the answer to ukulele. So that can be really fun. Okay, and that process there is going to lead to that process there, which is when you officially arrive as a legit musician. Okay, so let's do that. All right, don't work on that a little bit at home. Now, for those of you who are next level, this is not the I don't teach this in class, which is the arpeggio picking. On this, I've got an arpeggio sitting on the strings 3, 2, and 1, and back to 2. Okay, this is the arpeggio pattern. Thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index. And you can play your chords and sing, and everything's going to come out absolutely freaking amazing. Glad you made it back, Sandy. I think you're the only one who went down. All right, here we go. Arpeggio picking. If that's too much, if you're like, I don't know what he's talking about, just strum the chords. 1 and 2 and soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Okay. Okay, so that was a pluck or a strum. Okay. Notice also those of you guys who are next level players, right, who've been around a while, I give you on the melody line, I give you this F to finish up. In the Tuff line, I'm going to give you a bar on 5 and a Pinkie on 8. Okay, for those of you who took Monday night class 2 nights ago, you know all that fancy, all that work. It's just a C chord. But we slide it up and put a bar on 5, and you get that F chord. Okay, and then for those of you who are really all that, 8, 8, 9, 10, you almost have need a little better ukulele to do that guy. And that's another beautiful F chord. I don't use that one very often. Okay, but because you gotta squeeze real hard. All right, so last piece of the puzzle. I do not teach this to new players. Okay, if you were a teacher, just know I play it for them. It's too early on to be throwing Tuff Uke at them. It's day 2, right? And so melody is still they're still reading tablature. It's upside down, getting their chords in place. That's enough. They don't need to know all this. But what I do is I say, hey, by the way, you have this Tuff Uke line. We're going to be talking about it over the next few weeks. And what I want you to do is just listen to how cool this is going to sound when you get there. And you're going to get there in the next 2 lessons. Okay, so those of you who know Tuff Uke, please play along with me. Okay, again, we're going to duet two Tuff Ukers at the same time. Okay, and again, try to keep your rhythm steady so that we stick together. Okay, this is the hardest part of that song is an F chord with your Pinkie on 3. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Fancy ending. That's what we're after. Okay. So again, make sure you know if you just played that and you killed it, you're like, okay, you're top level. There's nothing beyond that. And I'm just faster and weirder after that. But that's all of the pieces and parts put together. That's how grown-ups want to play a ukulele, in my opinion. Okay. Children, super fun having this kind of thing, but grown-ups want to get the whole ball of wax all tight in a nice, neat little ball. And I think Tuff Uke is where that's at. Those of you who are next level, right, be thinking about, all right, I'm going to take Tuff Uke, I'm going to take the arpeggios, I'm going to combine all that together, and then I'm going to send Gary a copy of what I came up with, and I'm going to be super proud because that's where you're headed, right? We don't often write out the full fingerstyle arrangement because by the time you're ready for full fingerstyle arrangement, you don't need it written out anyway. Okay. Who coined the phrase Tuff Uke? You're looking at him. The correct phrase probably is chord melody. Okay, but that doesn't provide. You don't on piano. Nobody calls piano chord melody, right? We call it playing the piano. We play chords and melody. See, kind of like unless it's Moonlight Sonata, and then it's melody and chords. But we don't call that chord melody. We call it playing the piano, right? And I don't call it fingerstyle because fingerstyle is a little bit more sectioned off idea, which is where you put chords, melody, and then tons of fill notes in there. So that's fingerstyle. So this is Tuff Uke is sort of this last stop before true fingerstyle. And these words don't mean anything. It's just, I think when you get to playing Tuff Uke, then you're like, okay, I see what he's doing. I've got the whole thing put together. Sometimes I'm going to go claw and I'm going to put in the rest of the other notes and stuff. But I came up with the word Tuff Uke, and if you Google it, it just goes to my website. Okay, so I just think here's what I thought. It's tough to do, and if you can do it, you're tough. right? And so that's how I came up with it, and I'm sticking with it. Okay. All right. So we really run Soft Kitty into the ground. Those of you who are teachers, be aware the harmonica tablature there. Make sure it's a harmonica in F, not in C. Otherwise, it sounds wrong. And you can get those for $15. And so if you have a group of people, lots of you guys have your own ukulele groups, right? Somebody plays chords, somebody does arpeggio chords, somebody strums one pattern and somebody else strums a different pattern. You got a couple people who think they're all that. They're playing Tuff uke. You go up on the top over there. I've got the baritone chord shape. So somebody wanders in with a baritone ukulele. Just they play the same chords, but they have a different shape on theirs. You get somebody who buys a harmonica, and then everybody sings, and then you go through and do the harmonica interlude, and then you go back and you sing it again. And the big key with that is all of a sudden with one sheet of paper, you have 8 or 10 different possible voicings, and you can create this really fabulous musical experience for lots of different people in lots of different ways, all from one piece of music. And in my mind, that's one of the reasons why I do the things the way I do them is Soft Kitty is not that great of a song in and of itself. I have the original book that it's in, and she's got just that line, right? That's it. That's all that's there. Well, by taking and thinking it through a little bit, you can really turn it into an orchestral piece. And then once you learn how to do it on Soft Kitty, you can do it on every song. And so it's a matter of just getting everybody's skill set up into this place where, my goodness, you can really create a beautiful piece of music. One person on baritone, a couple of people, a mess of people on ukuleles, and one guy on harmonica, and tell me that's, and you could have second graders do it, right? Or 95-year-olds do it, whatever age group, and everybody has a great time. And it's actually fun to listen to when you get all that stuff going on all at once. So that's Soft Kitty. Hopefully, mostly what I said makes sense. And again, we're in that place where you've got to figure out what level you're playing at and be pushing and be getting good at that level and then pushing it up to the next level. Tomorrow, for intro to for those of you who are newer and learning how to play and getting yourself in, we are going to do some strumming tomorrow. The little booklet that I is set up for tomorrow's lesson. You might want to spend a little bit of time printing it out tonight if you haven't already. If you don't have a good printer, just print it out on separate pages, and then you'll have to try to figure out which page we're on. But if you have a good printer, you want to print out double-sided, but make sure you click short edge binding. Otherwise, every other page is upside down, and it's crazy. So it's double-sided, short edge binding if you have a good printer. If you don't have a good printer, just print it out. Just hit print and don't do double-sided, or you'll end up doing all this sort of thing. And so tomorrow we'll work on strum patterns, which is one of those phrases that I absolutely abhor, that there's some sort of official strum pattern for things out there. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So practice. If you're brand new, Frere Jacques and Soft Kitty, I cannot emphasize enough how important those two pieces of music are. We got two more super important pieces of music coming. We got what's it called? My Spaghetti Monster, which is, in my mind, right up there with those three. And then we wrap up the whole concept of putting music together in lots of different ways using Three Blind Mice the day after that. So the first three pieces of music in this program, Frere Jacques, Soft Kitty, and My Spaghetti Monster, they teach you every single thing else that you're going to need to know, clear up so that you can play Sunrise, Sunset, which we're going to do here next. All right, that's it. Soft Kitty, level 1. Good job. Let's talk about one thing that came up this morning. My niece, Megan, who is the sweetest thing in the world, and she's been living with us almost a year now, has decided that she doesn't want to go to school online, so she's moving back home. And so the last few days have been kind of chaos trying to figure all this out. Well, her sister's going to fly into town. They're going to spend the day Thursday here, and then they're packing up and head back to Oregon. So I need to take Thursday off. I think I might have known that was coming, but I totally spaced it until this morning. And so on Thursday, I just ditch the class. Okay, I thought about giving you a homework piece on your own, but the truth is, guys, the 3 songs that you're going to have this week, all 3 of them are tough. Try to remember, which I'm going to get out to you tonight, and then it turns out Sunrise Sunset is really a lovely tune, but it's not. There's plenty of new skills in there that we're going to have to talk about. And then yesterday's piece was, as you remember, pretty tough as well. So on Thursday, we won't be here. Okay, you block off this time anyway, so just go sit down during this block time. The good news is you don't have to listen to me, blah 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 blah, and just work on the 3 songs that you will have on Thursday, and then on Friday, of course, we'll do our Friday concert as always. We'll only have 6 songs, so we will be able to really dig into them and figure out the best way. We'll have Frere Jacques and Soft Kitty. We'll do more than, because we'll also have the strumming book, so we'll goof around with that for a little while. Then tomorrow, Sunrise, Sunset, and Try to Remember. So just make yourself a mental note that on Thursday, we're not going to hold a YouTube class, but you're going to hold your own personal practice session during this slot. And there'll be that. Okay. Sorry about that. I just forgot. I think I knew about it, but it didn't come together until this morning in my noggin. I'm allowed. Susan says I'm allowed to take a day off. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, and Manette, I have been kind of keeping an eye on our song widget. We are currently sitting, I believe, at 97 songs. Is that correct? Let me double check. 97 songs. We have 97. So when I post Try to Remember, we'll be at 98, which means next week we have to have some kind of a celebration, because you will have 100 songs, fully arranged songs in your book. 100. Okay. It'll take a few days to get this chords up to yeah. Kari, as you could tell, she is exactly 15 minutes ahead of me all of the time. That's how we live our lives. Kari's like, hey, what about this? I'm like, oh, in 15 minutes, I was going to talk about that. 100 songs. Now, put this into perspective. Those of you guys who are thinking, I don't know if I want to hang around this website so much. If you went to buy 100 pieces of ukulele sheet music, you would go buy books that look like, I got a whole library of them here, right? Something looks like this. There's going to be about 20 songs in these books. Sometimes, a little bit more, a little bit less. And what I can tell you is I own them all, and they're all not worth owning. Okay, so you usually spend what, $20 for a book, 25 somewhere in there, and you'd get 20 songs. So really, sitting on the website, you got 5 books worth of music, and all I do is encourage you to say, hey, you should be on the email list. You might want to think about becoming a member, because I'm sneaking other cool stuff in there, the Disney stuff and Beatles stuff, and putting stuff you really want to have in the member section, right? And then it's $5 to become a member, and then $2 a week or something like that afterwards. It's a pretty good deal. I ask you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm not getting rich off of this, and you're not going to get poor off of doing this, but you are going to be at the top level and the best possible player you can be if you'll just keep showing up and playing with me and playing with other people. So I think this is a pretty good deal we got going here, and I want you to just, don't be shy about letting other people know about it, because we're trying to do something really awesome. Let's see. Lindy says, I love the music we have. Yeah, by the way, it's not exactly crummy music either, is it? Right? I mean, it's good stuff. It's all good stuff. I don't like to play stuff that's not great. A couple of songs are not great, but for the most part, let's see. Kat says, I know you were excited to have her there. Maybe she can come back in school. Yeah, you know what? We all know this, all of us that have any relationship to academia or whatever. We have no earthly idea what's going on in the fall. But what I do know is that learning online is not the same as learning in person. And it looks like her school is going to probably be online. And so she's just like, you know what, I just don't want to do that. And so she's going to head back home. And it looks like University of Oregon is thinking about opening up. I think what academia should take note of is Harvard has figured out that they don't know how to do this, and if Harvard doesn't know how to do it, nobody knows how to do it, and so they're probably going to be online as well. And I don't know, it's just such a weird world we're living in, so we don't want to talk about that because that's a bummer. But what we do want to talk about is Sunrise Sunset. So let's move on to that piece of music, please. When I hit the wrong button, so hold on a second, I gotta go all the way back to the S's now. Yeah, I'm going to miss Megan being in our house. She has been a true joy to have around. And so what are you going to do? Sometimes people have to do crazy things like live their lives. And I'm sort of against it. I just want them to do what I want them to do. All right, sunrise, sunset. Kari just played through it. It's not exactly easy, right? um, let's see. Kari agrees. We got some pretty good tunes. Let's see, Carol. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. I like sunrise, sunset. The more I play it, the better it sounds. A long hold sounds nice with some arpeggios too. So years ago, I put this piece of music out, just the melody and just the chords, and we played it as a duet. And it is so fun, and it's not terribly difficult, and it's really. And when guys, when I say that, you know what I mean, right? It's not terribly difficult. I should never say something like that. Of course, it's difficult if you're at a certain level. If you're way at this level, yeah, you can probably pull it off. It's not as difficult as some other things we've had to do, right? So it comes out of my mouth every now and then, and it makes me angry every time I say it. Nothing in music is easy. Nothing. Some things are easier than others, okay? And even in Frere Jacques, the first song I teach, we have the first measure, not too bad. Second measure, not too bad. Second measures 1 and 2, not too bad. Measures 3 and 4, not too bad. Measures 5 and 6, brutal, right? And then measures 7 and 8 are easier than the other ones, okay? And so nothing in music is ever going to be easy, but there are things that are easier and less easy. So if you happen to know some people who like to play music, take this piece of sheet music and you pick, either play the chords or play the melody, and let them do the other thing. And it absolutely is a joy. This is a really, really beautiful piece of music. Now, the Tuff uke, which as some of you have been messing around with, is going to tax you a little bit. More importantly than that, just reading the damn boy, I'm full of it today. The doggone repeats on this one is a lot. So we'll talk about how to think about those. All right, let's get going on it. Sunrise, sunset. It's doable. Renee says it's doable. Yay. Okay. Here's the important point. And sometimes I'm a little jaded about the commercial music industry. There's a couple of guys around in Denver who think they're going to be professional ukulele players. Nobody wants to listen to ukulele, but occasionally somebody will be getting married, and it's usually a friend of yours, and they're like, hey, I know you're playing ukulele. I really love what you're doing. Come play a few songs at my wedding. This is one, right? This is going to be one of those songs. It's just, everybody knows it's the wedding song from Fiddler on the Roof. Everybody. And as long as they've seen this show, they're going to want you to play this at their wedding. And you don't have to play it as walking down the aisle or thing. Word of advice, if somebody calls and asks you to play their wedding, you're busy that weekend, because it'll all be awesome. You're going to have a great time planning the wedding until the bride comes in with some ridiculous song from 1998 that doesn't go well on a ukulele. It just does nothing about it. It's awesome, and you have to learn the thing, right? So, but if you're like, hey, I will come play sunrise, sunset at your wedding as the crowd warm up, or during the is there offertory? There's not offertory. At some point in your wedding, then that's exciting. Do know this is a 4 minute long song, and so you want to not do that. But all right, let's see. Can you show finger placements of the chord measure 10 Tuff uke? Yeah, I'm going to show. We're going to talk a lot. We got a lot of chord placements that we got to talk about, Christine, for sure. MSU is having live classes. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Well, of course, Vicky, also know that Montana has not been beat up nearly as bad as some of these other states in terms of this bug, and so that's probably why they're thinking that. My dad's saying, see, Jennifer knows. Right? There we go. There's the wedding. And Dad will call her, hey, I'm singing Sunrise Sunset at your wedding. And you're like, okay, Dad. Okay, you're going to play ukulele at somebody's wedding. Let's go through it. As you know, the chords are always, I give you the open chord, the easier chord in the chord and lyrics line. Okay. So for the most part, Tuff uke also will track with that. Okay. And so you would sing da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum da dum. Okay, so you're using those open chords for singing and strumming and having a nice time. You might use those again. Just use the easier versions when you have a singer. A couple of things I don't talk about, and I got to try to remember to do this better. If you have a group and you're going to get together and play some music, the singer, whoever's going to do the singing, they always do the chords. They do not do the ukulele melody line. It's really, really challenging to sing and pluck the individual melody out, and you end up sounding very stilted and weird, and it doesn't work. Okay, so if you're a singer, you're in charge of chords. Okay, that also means you're in charge of the rhythm. Okay, and so that's why I always give you the easier chords and try to be as clear as I possibly can in where the chord placement is to where you would be strumming and that sort of stuff. So singers, don't think you want to play the individual melody notes and try to sing. The only time you would do that is if you're double checking your note. Okay, and this is what Kathy taught me. The first note is 0 is Vesta. I can't get up there. Little girl. That's a 4. Girl I carried. You would just be checking that your voice is in that playing the correct notes. And then after that, you go back. Is this the little girl I carried? Right? So you want to, as a singer, you really do want to be the chord player. If you're not a singer, then that's why we have the melody line. Okay, so let's go through, just play the melody for a little while. We don't need to play the whole thing because it gets very repetitive. Here's the biggest challenge you're going to face with this piece of music, I think, is the repeats. They're all over the place, but they're not really. Okay, here's what you're going to do. This first page, you're going to play it twice. Pay attention to the first and second repeat, but you're going to play page 1 twice. Then page 2, you're going to play that twice. And then page 3, you're going to play that twice. Then you're going to go back and play page 2 twice more. And then right at the end, there's about 4 measures at the end, at the very end of the song, tacked on as this kind of grandiose ending to it. And so just know those last 4 measures, you don't touch those until the very end. So basically be thinking page 1 twice, page 2 twice, page 3 twice, page 2 twice, ending. That's what you're working on there in terms of the repeats. I did try to put on every single measure where you're supposed to go next, okay, but it's not necessarily helpful. All right, so let's play melody, just the first page, okay, from the top. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 0, 4, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 2, 0, 4, 2, 0, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 0, 5, 8, 7, 5, 4, 7, 5, 0, 2, 2, 3. Back to the top. 0, 0, 3, 2, 0, 4, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 2, 0, 4, 2, 0, 0, 5, 8, 7, 5, 4, 7, 5. And then now make sure you skip here, okay? So this is the place where you're going to mess up. This is why you need your yellow highlighter, is make sure you don't jump back into measure 12, okay? Drop down to 17, which is different. It's the wrong note. You go with hit that 5, 2, 3, bam, 6, 7, okay? That's 6. Every time I've hit it, every single time in preparing the sheet music, I'm like, that's not right. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it is right. Okay. So that 6 is going to blow your head off when you go in there the second time. You got to get it right. That's one of those moments in this song where you got to get it. Okay. All right. Kari's cheating on chords already. All right. So that's page 1. Now let's go through talk Tuff uke. Okay. Let's play through some of this. Most of it is fairly playable. There's a couple of moments when we're going to talk about. Okay, so play with me on Tuff uke if you can. Otherwise, just play melody. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Strum 03, E7. Strum 04. Make sure you're using your pinky on 4. I'm promising you, you're not going to want to use your ring finger. I'm promising you. 4 pinky. Make sure you do it. 4, 2, and then measure 3, A minor, strum, partial strum, 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 oh, 3, nice E7 here, strum, oh, pinky, 2, strum, and then you got an A7. This sounds cool. Okay, dig into it a little bit, make it nice. Go to D minor, strum, jump, 5, 8. Now here's where things get messy, right? This chord shape's going to come up a lot in your life. This is not this song specific. You got that pinky on 8 and you played it as a solo melody piece. The minute that your pinky lands on that 8, your index finger should be shooting for this 5 so that you can drop your middle finger up here. Your ring finger is going to go on this 7 and your pinky's going to go there. So guess what, bar chord people from 2 weeks ago? It's that E7 you've been playing already, but now you're going to have the bar on 5, which is just a single pinky or a single string bar, and then an E7 in front of it. Okay, that's it. I don't remember growing. And then you got that D minor with the bar on 5, old. Okay, and then if you go into measure 12, like it's the first time through, okay, drop to your D minor. B chord is just a B flat, moved up 1. When, bar on 2, middle on 3, did, and this one you're going to do a little bit of a doo-doo. Okay, so you got your E7, but your pinky's up at 1 early on 3. Okay, they is what's going on there. I left the actual notation from the original piece of music as a 1 C across there, but there's a big part of me that wanted to make that last C note a B. When did they? But I'm not a good enough singer to know if I could have pulled that off or not, and so I left it as a C all the way across. But those of you who sing, you might think about changing measure 16 to a B. Okay? All right, so that's it. Now go back to measure 11. Actually, go back to measure 10. Let's put that chord on again. Okay? 5, 6, 7, 7. Okay? And then your index is going to come down, grab the 5, 4, pinky on 7, and then that B minor, all 5s with your 7. And then now go to measure 7. I'm going to give you a couple of ways to think about this. You can do the chord that I left down there for you on the bottom of the sheet. That B7 is the correct one. So when you hit this chord, you got 2 beats to get your index on 4, middle on 5, ring and pinky on 7. That's going to sound the best. Okay, that's what's the correct thing to play. However, that's also really challenging. Okay, so the other possibility is you've got your B minor on here, D minor, and then you're going to go to just drop your index finger down to there and put a G7 shape on. So it's G7 on 5. Okay, but don't play this top string or it'll sound weird. Okay, and just don't play the top string. I did not put the top string on the tablature. You might want to pluck it. Okay, and then put your regular E chord on. And then you're going to move your, from the pinky, you're going to go to your middle finger. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Okay, it's a lot of thinking things through. What are you going to be successful at? What are you not going to be successful at? I gave you a simplified B7 in measure 17 because, to be perfectly honest, I think this is an awful lot of work for the same thing. Okay, for that one note on the 4th string. So that's what's going on page 1. By the way, that's also what's going on page 3. Okay, so once you really get down and study into page 1, and once you get that down, you've also got page 3 down. So all of that, I'm so glad this is recorded. I know, we got to go fast on these complicated songs. And on Friday, we're going to play this, so you'll have the week to work on it. So that's page 1. Let's talk some stuff on page 2. Sorry, Linda, I'm going too fast. Let's go on to basically page 2 is the sunrise, sunset thing. And all you got to do is make sure you get your second repeat done. And all of the rather hard chords that are on here, I gave you the grid right below there so that you would be able to sort of think it through. But let's play from 20. Okay. And again, your open chords are not as tough as the tough uke chords. The open chords, you could actually sing that with those chords pretty effectively. Okay. So we start with a big strum. Okay, and don't start singing yet, because the sunrise, I used to have it as sunrise, sunset, but how they sing it I went and checked the video. He sings sunrise, sunset. The sunset comes in pretty quickly. So I would say, however you like to play it is perfectly fine. But the sheet music is going to go strum 3 D minor 3 E7, and then another E7, and then a 3 D minor 3 E7, again another one, and then 3 D minor, and then another D minor 3 5, and this is the 7 8 9 that you're going to want to play. 7 8 9. Okay. I've been hitting the top string because it sounds cool, but you shouldn't. Okay. And then that famous A7 is showing it right back up. So to get from there to here, or from here to there, index, middle, pinky. And then you're on your A7. Okay. And that's a transitional chord to the seedling idea. Okay. Bar chord on 5, ring finger on 7. Pinkie's got to get on 8. That's the tough one. Okay. Slide up to 7, middle finger on 8. Lose your 8. We'll grab 5. We'll grab the 8 again. And then you've got 7 7 7 9. This one. Okay. Down to a regular C chord. Okay. Now a regular D chord with your pinky on 5. Slide up to 4, add your middle finger for the 7. Go 5 2 5. 3 2 5. Finally, an A minor with a 3. Okay, and then we're going to go do this crazy A7 one more time. Okay, nice transition note. You're going to go back to the top of the paper. Let's play from there. And now you're going to drop all the way down to 39. So that whole that middle measure, or that middle stave there from 31 through 38 is all the first ending. Now drop down to the bottom to one season following another. Okay, again, same thing, that crazy D minor, Pinkie on 8. Seven, 8, 9. And then a regular D7. D minor. Go up to 5. A minor. And that mean old A7 one more time. Okay. And then we're going to go on to page 3. Page 3 is identical to the first page, basically, clear up until 64. So the third page is the same as the first page until you get to 64. And I put a fermata there in the recording on YouTube. She doesn't. They don't really give you a solid, strong seventh chord after 64 to take you back to the sunrise, sunset stuff. So I just thought we'll just extend that. We'll make it a little easier. You're gonna go back and play the page 2 exactly like it's written. Okay, the same thing twice. At the very end, when you get to 60, what is it, number 46? At the very end there. You're going to jump to the end. So when you get to 46, the last time through, this is the 4th time through, okay, then you're going to jump to the end of page 3, measure 65, and then we got these kind of almost a jazz-like chord progression to get us out of the song. And there's a couple of techniques I want to talk about. 65, you got your D chord, which is your B flat on 5. It's a regular D chord, and then the E7 is all 4s and a 5. and then A minor, 7, 8, 9, but do them individually. And then those 12s, that's the hard. We've never had 12s before. All this summer, we've never had 12s yet. Okay, put your finger on 12, all three of them, and then really in with all of your heart and soul, squeezing like heck. You want all three of these 12s to be perfect. And then let it stop. I think it's going to sound really nice when we get it. I think it'll sound really cool if you do that. So let's see. So that's what we're working on. It's 2 o'clock, so we won't play through the whole thing. And you guys will need a little bit of time to dig into this guy. Thursday at 2 o'clock. Thursday at whatever time this is for you. Thursday, this will be the time for you to really dig in and see how good you can get this. Use that hour that I'll be gone, walking through a forest somewhere, probably. If I don't know if we're going to do that or not. And you will use that time to just make sure all of that stuff is making sense. Because yesterday's chords and Tuff uke was pretty tough as well. If you're not playing Tuff uke yet, and you don't have to be playing Tuff uke, work on your chords, right? Work on playing your melody. Go grab the MP3 off of the website. Listen to it. You don't even need to play along with it. Just listen to it 100 times so that you know, and while you're reading the sheet music, so you know what's going on there, so you know what's happening when, then you got a better shot at making it sound really nice. So Kari says, I cheat on the chord on the 10th measure, 5th fret, and don't bar it. Room for all 4 fingers up there. Oh, that's a good idea. Good job, Kari. Yeah, and I did have to go fast today. And if these songs that are hard, Broadway is tough, right? There's no way to get around it. It was like when we did jazz, it was just tough. And so you may have to come back. It's something that's just perplexing. Come back and look at this video and see what I was talking about. Fran, major 10 works better for me without the bar too. Yeah. So major 10 is, and people are saying, I don't want to bar it. Major 10. What's happening in major 10? You can always drop a chord altogether, right? If you're playing along, you're like, there's no hope of me getting that. I'll just play the melody notes. Perfectly fine. Yeah. Let's see. So let's see. Ooh, harmonics on 12. Oh, that Kari is saying instead of doing this, you could do, which is kind of fun. Do your harmonics there. That's a good idea. Tomorrow, teach us harmonics, please. Okay. Thank you. Very nice arranger, Christy. Glad to see you. Renee, thanks. Enjoy your well-deserved break. So I'm here tomorrow. Don't skip tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow I'll be here. We'll try to remember old-fashioned song from, it's not that old, but it feels old-fashioned. Try to remember the days of September. Has a really pretty melody to it. So let's do that tomorrow. And then Thursday you'll have time to just work on the songs. And then Friday is concerts. So hopefully all this is fun. It's hard. The song that got nuked was Clouds, Castle on a Clouds from Les Mis. And so what I've decided, we're either going to do an all Clouds week or we're going to do an all Les Mis week, but that'll be down the road. So I love that tune, and we will be doing it, but just not this week. So that's what got nuked. You guys have a wonderful day. I hope that I'm not overwhelming you. I'm overwhelmed, so hopefully you're not doing what I'm doing. Have a great day, guys. Stay safe and stay. If you're in America, just pretend that we used. Remember back when we were a good country? I think we'll get back there. I hope. I don't know, but we're not right now. So then, don't be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. Stay home. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Let's see who's getting out of here. Renee, have a great day. Pauline. Yeah, it's a tough song. Probably won't need to rewatch the video. Just take time to figure out the fingering, and I think it'll work. Leslie, have a great day. It is a beautiful song. Absolutely. This is a song you can work on for a while, right? Thanks, Phyllis. Have a great day. Patty, be good. Red, super arranger. I'm pretending I can play it. By the time the sunset comes around, you'll be killing it, right? So play it from sunrise to sunset, and you'll be fine. Good to see you, Sandy. Have a great day. Lynn, see you tomorrow. Lindy, looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow will be, I think that's a little easier song, to be honest. Jennifer, good to see you. And Jennifer, you're keeping a practice log. Remember, practice log. Keep a practice log out, and we'll figure something out for you. Chris, have a great day. Lynn, stay indoors. My goodness. And don't let people tell you that I'm not worried about it. Yeah, those are the people that you need to worry about. Kat, good to see you. Dang harmonica class. Well, did they send you it was canceled? I haven't gotten any emails about it yet. Well, maybe we should do it a harmonica thing. Yeah, send me an email, Kat. Well, maybe a little short YouTube series on harmonica. Maybe we'll do that. Is Tuesday night the class that is $25 Tuesday night? That's what we're talking about, Jennifer. I haven't gotten an email from the city as to whether any of the Tuesday night stuff made. We were going to do harmonica, and then I think we were going to do ukulele. And I bet you I'm gonna assume that it's all canceled because I haven't heard from them yet. And if it's not canceled, you'll be getting an email from me saying, "Hey, it's time to log in." But I'm betting it's canceled because I have not heard from the city. So I'll head out and find out about that. That's a good question. Um, yeah, Patty's in for harmonica. Cat might be doing harmonica. Yeah, we'll give it a little. We'll see if I can. Maybe if the Splint through the city doesn't make them, we'll do one on just us guys. Thanks, Vicky. I like it too. This is one beautiful thing. That A7 up the neck, it's really challenging when you first meet it. When I first met it, I couldn't do it for quite a while, but now it's just one of the chords that I do, right? So it is challenging, but it'll get better. I signed up for the first round, and now it's canceled too. Yeah, I advertise like crazy here, and I think part of it is people are just zoomed out, and they're like, no, I don't want to do that. I think there might be some of the I've had to listen to Gary for ukulele. I'm not about to listen to him for harmonica. I hope that's not true, but maybe. Um, Harmonica is fun, right? So, all right, kids, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go find out if any of these classes made today. Have a great night.